Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India NewsHour, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lin. Namaskar. Coming up in the next hour. South Korean plane crashes into flames after emergency landing. 179 people killed in an instant. India expresses profound grief, sympathizing with the families of those killed. Georgia swears in a new president, but his predecessor says she's still the president. In the 117th edition of Mann Ki Baat radio program, Prime Minister Modi says India is making its mark in the world, from art to Ayurveda and from language to music. And in sports, the stage is set for a thrilling finish on the final day of the Melbourne Cricket Test, after Australia extend their lead to 333 runs against India. A passenger plane burst into flames on Sunday after it skidded off a runway at a South Korean airport. The plane slammed into a concrete wall when its front landing gear reportedly failed, killing 179 people on board. South Korea announced 7 days of national mourning till January 4. India expressed grief and sympathies to the bereaved families. Here's more in this report.
Terrifying scenes unfolded at South Korea's Muan International Airport in South Jeolla province as the Jeju Air flight from Bangkok crash-landed. The plane skidded off the runway, hitting into a concrete fence and exploded into a massive fireball. Smoke billowed from the wreckage as emergency crews rushed to the scene. 179 persons on board dead and 2 survivors included a pair of flight attendants. Authorities say that a bird strike and poor weather conditions are the likely causes. Fire officials reveal the plane was almost completely destroyed as passengers were flung from the aircraft upon impact. The harrowing incident took place just minutes after the control tower warned of a bird strike, with the pilot attempting a landing despite the danger. Jeju Air, South Korea's largest low-cost carrier, expressed profound regret and pledged full cooperation with rescue efforts and support for affected families. This is the airline's first fatal accident since its inception in 2005. Boeing, the aircraft's manufacturer, stated that it is ready to assist Jeju Air as well as the probe team. Bird strikes, often dismissed as minor aviation risks, have led to catastrophic accidents in the past, underlining the tragic vulnerabilities of flight safety. South Korea's acting president, Choi Sang-mok, declared the site of the tragedy as a special disaster zone.
I offer my deepest condolences to those who tragically lost their lives. I also feel deeply sorry and would want to comfort the families who are left behind. The government will declare Muan County a special disaster zone and provide all necessary support.
This heart-wrenching tragedy has left families mourning and a nation in shock. South Korea has declared a 7-day period of national mourning till 4th of January. India expressed deep sorrow and condolences to the families of the Muan plane crash victims. On a social media post, Indian ambassador to South Korea, Amit Kumar, said, and I quote, "Deeply saddened to learn of the tragic plane crash at Muan Airport. We extend our heartfelt condolences to bereaved family members. The Indian Embassy stands in solidarity with the people and government of the Republic of Korea in this difficult hour. As investigations continue, the world waits for answers about what led to such a catastrophic crash. With inputs from Nupur Praveen, Sagnik Chakraborty for DD India.
Well, there's an ongoing political crisis in Georgia, but Mikhail Kavelashvili was inaugurated as the country's president on Sunday. The outgoing president, Salome Zurabishvili, refused to accept the October poll results, calling it a fraud. She still claims to be the only legitimate president. The swearing-in ceremony of the new president was held amid a pro-EU protest in the Georgian capital, Tbilisi. And the new president called for unity built on mutual respect, love, and for the family and homeland. Fuzail Ahmed reports.
Georgia got a new president on Sunday. Mikhail Kavelashvili, who is a hardline critic of the West, was sworn in as president of Georgia on Sunday amid a political crisis after the government froze European Union application talks in a move that sparked major protests.
The perpetual struggle for peace and centuries spent repelling enemies have forged our people's character and convinced them of the vital importance of unity. A unity founded on mutual respect, love for family and homeland, where a strong family means a strong Georgia, and a strong Georgia is equivalent to a strong family.
However, outgoing President Salome Zurabishvili, a pro-EU critic of the ruling party, said in a defiant speech to the supporters outside the presidential palace that she was leaving the residence but remained the legitimate office holder.
And because of the parody that is happening there, we have two different pictures. They are scared, corrupt, illegitimate, unrecognized, and embittered people there.
Thousands pro-EU protesters form a human chain through the center of Georgian capital Tbilisi ahead of inauguration of a president. Protesters outside parliament also held up red cards in a mocking reference to Kavelashvili's athletic career.
Our legitimate government is trying to appoint an illegitimate person who does not have any background in politics, diplomatics, economics, who does not know how to rule a country other than maybe score a goal once or twice in a match. He was a footballer that does not have any type of background or education. While we had a great president who had an education, great education, studied in France, Salome Zurabishvili.
Salome Zurabishvili has refused to accept the results of disputed October elections and stepped down until the announcement of fresh polls. On the other hand, the Georgian Dream ruling party says that October election was free and fair. Zurabishvili says that Kavelashvili was not duly picked. The Georgian Dream ruling party says that Kavelashvili is duly elected president. Zurabishvili has accused Georgian Dream of deliberately sinking Georgia's EU hopes and instead moving towards Russia, from which Georgia gained independence in 1991. Kavelashvili is a loyalist of Bidzina Ivanishvili, a reclusive billionaire ex-prime minister who is widely seen as Georgia's de facto leader. The presidential standoff is seen as a watershed moment in Georgia, a mountainous country of 3.7 million that had until recently been regarded as among the most democratic and pro-Western of the former Soviet states. Fuzail Ahmed reports for DT India.
Amid ongoing efforts to broker a Gaza ceasefire and secure the release of hostages, Israel has intensified ground operations in Gaza, raiding hospitals it claims Hamas uses as bases. Israel's army says that several projectiles fired from North Gaza, and on another front, Yemen's Houthis, they claim to have shot down a US drone, while Israel reiterates its commitment to neutralizing threats posed by Houthi leaders.
Efforts to broker a Gaza ceasefire for the release of hostages held by Hamas continue, leaving Israelis deeply concerned. They continue pressurizing the government to finalize a hostage deal and end the war.
I do support the goal of destroying Hamas because they did terrible things, but I think we've done that as much as possible. And we have to have a ceasefire and we have to end the war and get the hostages back again.
Earlier this week, Israeli negotiators returned from Doha after 8 days of talks mediated by Qatar and Egypt failed to achieve a breakthrough. Meanwhile, an Israeli government reported to be submitted to the UN this week claims that hostages, including children freed from Gaza last year, suffered physical and sexual abuse. Based on testimonies, the Israeli Health Ministry details cases of burning, beating and deliberate starvation by Hamas captors. In the ongoing multifaceted conflict, Israel has continued ground operations in Gaza, particularly in hospitals, which it claims Hamas uses as command and control bases for attacks, sheltering fighters and hiding hostages. On the other hand, Yemen's Houthi group said on Saturday that its air defenses shot down a US MQ-9 drone in the airspace over the central province of Al-Baida. Israel, earlier vowed to eliminate Houthis as it has in other regions neutralized threats to Israel. Rabindra Chauhan's report for DT India.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed recent reports on malaria and cancer, sharing his thoughts in the 117th edition of his program called Mann Ki Baat. It's a radio program. Prime Minister Modi said that India is making remarkable progress in the fields of science, health and education.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, भारत की दो बड़ी उपलब्धियां आज विश्व का ध्यान आकर्षित कर रही हैं। पहली उपलब्धि मिली है मलेरिया से लड़ाई में। मलेरिया की बीमारी 4000 वर्षों से मानवता के लिए एक बड़ी चुनौती रही है। आज मैं संतोष से कह सकता हूं कि देशवासियों ने मिलकर इस चुनौती का दृढ़ता से मुकाबला किया है। विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन WHO की रिपोर्ट कहती है भारत में 2015 से 2023 के बीच मलेरिया के मामलों और इससे होने वाली मौतों में 80% की कमी आई है। यह कोई छोटी उपलब्धि नहीं है। साथियों, अपनी जागरूकता और संकल्प शक्ति से हम क्या कुछ हासिल कर सकते हैं, इसका दूसरा उदाहरण है कैंसर से लड़ाई। दुनिया के मशहूर मेडिकल जर्नल लैंसेट की स्टडी वाकई बहुत उम्मीद बढ़ाने वाली है। इस जर्नल के मुताबिक अब भारत में समय पर कैंसर का इलाज शुरू होने की संभावना काफी बढ़ गई है। समय पर इलाज का मतलब है कैंसर मरीज का ट्रीटमेंट 30 दिनों के भीतर ही शुरू हो जाना। और इसमें बड़ी भूमिका निभाई है आयुष्मान भारत योजना ने। इस योजना की वजह से कैंसर के 90% मरीज समय पर अपना इलाज शुरू करा पाए हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Mann Ki Baat radio program elaborated on the radiance of Indian culture in the world. He touched upon efforts from 3 continents which are witness to the global reach of Indian cultural heritage.
इनमें ताजमहल की एक शानदार पेंटिंग भी शामिल है, जिसे 13 साल की एक बच्ची ने बनाया है। आपको ये जानकर हैरानी होगी कि इस दिव्यांग बच्ची ने अपने मुंह से इस पेंटिंग को तैयार किया है। सबसे दिलचस्प बात यह है कि इन पेंटिंग्स को बनाने वाले भारत के नहीं, बल्कि इजिप्ट के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, वहां के विद्यार्थी हैं। कुछ ही हफ्ते पहले इजिप्ट के करीब 23,000 स्टूडेंट्स ने एक पेंटिंग प्रतियोगिता में हिस्सा लिया था। वहां उन्हें भारत की संस्कृति और दोनों देशों के ऐतिहासिक संबंधों को बताने वाली पेंटिंग तैयार करनी थी। मैं इस प्रतियोगिता में हिस्सा लेने वाले सभी युवाओं की सराहना करता हूं। उनकी क्रिएटिविटी की जितनी भी प्रशंसा किए जाए वो कम है।
He also mentioned efforts being made in South America.
साथियों, दक्षिण अमेरिका का एक देश है पराग्वे। वहां रहने वाले भारतीयों की संख्या 1000 से ज्यादा नहीं होगी। पराग्वे में एक अद्भुत प्रयास हो रहा है। वहां भारतीय दूतावास में एरिका ह्यूबर फ्री आयुर्वेद कंसल्टेशन देती है। आयुर्वेद की सलाह लेने के लिए आज उनके पास स्थानीय लोग भी बड़ी संख्या में पहुंच रहे हैं। एरिका ह्यूबर ने भले ही इंजीनियरिंग की पढ़ाई की हो, लेकिन उनका मन तो आयुर्वेद में ही बसता है। उन्होंने आयुर्वेद से जुड़े कोर्सेज किए थे और समय के साथ वे इसमें पारंगत होती चली गई।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that a Tamil teaching program was started in Fiji with the support of the government of India.
बीते 80 वर्षों में यह पहला अवसर है जब फिजी में तमिल के ट्रेन टीचर्स इस भाषा को सिखा रहे हैं। मुझे ये जानकर अच्छा लगा कि आज फिजी के स्टूडेंट्स तमिल भाषा और संस्कृति को सीखने में काफी दिलचस्पी ले रहे हैं। साथियों, ये बातें, ये घटनाएं सिर्फ सफलता की कहानियां नहीं है, ये हमारी सांस्कृतिक विरासत की भी गाथाएं हैं। ये उदाहरण हमें गर्व से भर देते हैं। आर्ट से आयुर्वेद तक और लैंग्वेज से लेकर म्यूजिक तक भारत में इतना कुछ है जो दुनिया में छा रहा है।
Still to come here on DD India NewsHour. ISRO's space docking experiment to be launched on Monday. You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Mark Lin. Now, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the nation in the 117th edition of his monthly program. It's a radio program called Mann Ki Baat. He did so on Sunday, and he threw light on the upcoming Kumbh Mela, or the Mahakumbh Mela, which will begin from January 2025. Let's look at this report.
The 2025 Mahakumbh Mela will take place in North India's Uttar Pradesh. The Mela, which is a mega cultural spiritual fair, will take place in the city of Prayagraj from January 13th to February 26th. The festival is a major gathering of people, including saints, sadhus, sadhvis, ascetics, and pilgrims. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted the significance of the mega festival in his Mann Ki Baat program on Sunday.
हम समाज में विभाजन और विद्वेष के भाव को नष्ट करने का संकल्प भी लें। अगर कम शब्दों में मुझे कहना है तो मैं कहूंगा, महाकुंभ का संदेश, एक हो पूरा देश। महाकुंभ का संदेश, एक हो पूरा देश। और अगर दूसरे तरीके से कहना है तो मैं कहूंगा, गंगा की अविरल धारा, न बटे समाज हमारा। गंगा की अविरल धारा, न बटे समाज हमारा।
The Prime Minister urged all to attend this mega festival of Mahakumbh Mela 2025.
अनेकता में एकता का ऐसा दृश्य विश्व में कहीं और देखने को नहीं मिलेगा। इसलिए हमारा कुंभ एकता का महाकुंभ भी होता है। इस बार का महाकुंभ भी एकता के महाकुंभ के मंत्र को सशक्त करेगा। मैं आप सबसे कहूंगा, जब हम कुंभ में शामिल हो तो एकता के इस संकल्प को अपने साथ लेकर वापस आएं।
The Indian Prime Minister also informed countrymen about the concept of Digital Mahakumbh being introduced this year during the mega festival of Mahakumbh Mela with the help of artificial intelligence.
साथियों, इस बार प्रयागराज में देश और दुनिया के श्रद्धालु डिजिटल महाकुंभ के भी साक्षी बनेंगे। डिजिटल नेविगेशन की मदद से आपको अलग-अलग घाट, मंदिर, साधुओं के अखाड़ों तक पहुंचने का रास्ता मिलेगा। यही नेविगेशन सिस्टम आपको पार्किंग तक पहुंचने में भी मदद करेगा। पहली बार कुंभ आयोजन में एआई चैटबॉट का प्रयोग होगा। एआई चैटबॉट के माध्यम से 11 भारतीय भाषाओं में कुंभ से जुड़ी हर तरह की जानकारी हासिल की जा सकेगी। इस चैटबॉट से कोई भी टेक्स्ट टाइप करके या बोलकर किसी भी तरह की मदद मांग सकता है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also asked all the visitors of the Mahakumbh festival to upload selfies from the Mela with a hashtag.
आप भी महाकुंभ में जाएं तो इन सुविधाओं का लाभ अवश्य उठाएं और हाँ, हैशटैग एकता का महाकुंभ के साथ अपनी सेल्फी जरूर अपलोड करिएगा।
Overall, this year during the Mahakumbh Mela, devotees will also get the facility of Digital Lost and Found Center. Devotees will get information about government-approved tour packages and places to stay and homestays on their mobile phones. The Prime Minister assured all the visitors that they can take the advantage of all these facilities during the Mahakumbh. Antara Sinha for DD India.
Well, the Mahakumbh 2025 is set to provide a truly unique experience for visitors, with the government making exceptional arrangements to enhance the event. Comprehensive plans are being made to ensure the seamless execution of all activities throughout the event. Let's take a look at this report by Kajal Kant.
The Mahakumbh 2025, scheduled from January 13 to February 26th, will be a monumental spiritual event lasting 45 days and is expected to attract over 400 million visitors from across the world. The road infrastructure for the Kumbh Mela is undergoing a major overhaul, as 92 roads are being renovated and 17 roads are being beautified. Also, 30 pontoon bridges are being constructed utilizing 3,308 pontoons. Additionally, 800 multilingual signages will be installed, ensuring visitors to easily navigate the vast area. A total of 269,000 checkered plates are being laid across the area. A key aspect of the event is the transformation of Mahakumbh Nagar into a temporary city designed to accommodate the millions of pilgrims. Thousands of tents and shelters will be set up for visitors with mobile toilets and a robust waste management system to ensure cleanliness. A network of 2,700 CCTV cameras equipped with AI capabilities will be installed for real-time monitoring. This will be complemented by the use of facial recognition technology. Drones will also be deployed for aerial monitoring of the entire area. Underwater drones capable of diving up to 100 meters will provide round-the-clock surveillance in the rivers. 131.48 crore rupees have been allocated for fire safety measures along the deployment of 50,000 personnel. Temporary hospitals equipped with surgical and diagnostic facilities will be set up to handle medical emergencies. Bhishma Cube, a mobile medical unit capable of treating up to 200 people simultaneously, will also be installed. Special initiatives like Netra Kumbh Camp will offer eye tests for over 5 lakh pilgrims, with dedicated health camps for elderly pilgrims and children. 3 temporary sewage treatment plants are being installed to ensure the cleanliness of Ganga and Yamuna rivers. The event will also focus on promoting the use of solar power for lighting, reusable materials, and ban on single-use plastics, reinforcing the commitment to sustainable practices. Temporary Wi-Fi zones are being established along with fully integrated Google Maps, providing visitors with easy navigation assistance with Mahakumbh Nagar. New corridors such as the Akshayvat Corridor, Hanuman Temple Corridor, and Patalpuri Corridor with the renovation of major temples are developed to enhance the spiritual experience of pilgrims. For international visitors, multilingual signages will be provided along with cultural programs that showcase India's rich heritage and diversity.
The Indian Space Research Organisation is set to launch its space docking experiment SPADEX on December 30. The mission will use PSLV C-60, lifting off at 21:58 IST from Sriharikota. SPADEX marks a milestone showcasing India's expertise in spacecraft docking technology. SPADEX is to deploy 2 identical satellites. Key objectives include performing precision rendezvous and docking maneuvers. validating power transfer between docked spacecraft and operating payloads post-undocking, with a 2-year lifespan. This capability is vital for India's lunar and interplanetary missions. Docking technology enables multi-launch missions and supports future human spaceflight. Only the US, Russia and China have mastered such advancements so far. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has commended the role of the Indian Army's training institutions in equipping personnel with advanced military strategies and warfare skills. The minister on Sunday visited 3 premier training institutions of the Indian Army in Mahakumbh, in the Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. Accompanied by the Chief of Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi, the minister also praised troops for their dedication and urged vigilance in tackling challenges, saluting their role in securing the nation.
मैं कह सकता हूं हमारे सेना के जवान खास हैं। आप जब भी कुछ करने की सोचते हैं तो कैलकुलेट नहीं करते हैं, गणना नहीं करते हैं, बल्कि आप ये सोचते हैं कि आपको यह करना ही है। और आपका यही डेडिकेशन, यही समर्पण हम सभी देशवासियों को इंस्पायर करता है, प्रेरित करता है।
As part of a campaign launched by the Delhi police to apprehend illegal Bangladeshi immigrants in India's capital, 7 individuals were arrested and deported on Sunday. The raids were conducted in slums, labour camps and unauthorized colonies. During a verification drive in the Kalindi Kunj area, the Delhi police identified and nabbed 7 illegal immigrants. Last week, police uncovered an illegal immigration racket, arresting 5 Bangladeshi nationals and 6 individuals involved in forging Aadhaar cards, voter IDs and other documents to facilitate border crossings.
इलीगल बांग्लादेशी माइग्रेंट्स पे जो मुहिम चल रही है उसमें साउथ डिस्ट्रिक्ट को कल फिर एक नई कामयाबी मिली। हम लोगों ने 7 बांग्लादेशी इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स पकड़े हैं, इसके अंदर से 5 महिलाएं और 2 पुरुष हैं। हमने लास्ट वीक भी 5 बांग्लादेशी इलीगल इमिग्रेंट पकड़े थे और अरेस्ट भी किए थे फर्जी दस्तावेज के मामले में।
Here are some other stories making the news. A huge cache of weapons were recovered along the Miao-Vijayanagar axis in Changlang district of Arunachal Pradesh in India, and the joint operation was conducted by the Indian Army and the Assam Rifles in coordination with the Arunachal Pradesh Police. During the extensive search by the specialized teams, specialist drones and tracker dogs were employed. The Bihar Public Service Commission aspirants continued their protest on Sunday at Gandhi Maidan in Patna. The candidates have been protesting for more than a week, seeking the cancellation of the 70th Integrated Combined Competitive Preliminary Examination 2024 conducted by the BPSC over allegations of question paper leak. The President of Bihar Religious Board and Secretary of the Mahavir Temple Trust, Patna, Acharya Kishore Kunal, passed away due to a heart attack on Sunday. The former police officer, also a scholar of Sanskrit, Kunal Kishore, was known as a champion of the cause of charity work through religious bodies. Officers of the Air Intelligence Unit at Tiruchirappalli International Airport in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, they seized 2,447 live turtles brought by a passenger in his checked-in luggage. The passenger had arrived from Kuala Lumpur on Sunday. Kamya Karthikeyan, a class 12 student at the Navy Children's School of Mumbai, has become the youngest female in the world to scale 7 highest peaks across 7 continents. The young Everester reached the summit of Mount Vincent in Antarctica on December 24 and completed the 7 Summits Challenge. The upcoming Navi Mumbai International Airport today marked another milestone as the first commercial flight of Indigo Airlines landed on the runway. It is going to be the greenest airport in the country and will have a superior connectivity with ports, railways, metro, rail and also proposed water transport. Here's the report. In fact, we are not going to show you that report just now, but coming up, H-1B visas issue causes differences in MAGA camp. Musk backs the program with strong intent, gets Trump's approval. Chad voters are taking a key step towards ending military rule.
Well, 2024 has been quite a journey, especially when we talk about the world of cinema. From the 100 years of Raj Kapoor to India's prowess at Cannes Film Festival, we'll take you through the journey of the year 2024, Selections 2024.
You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Mark Lin. Here's a recap of the main stories. A South Korean plane crashes into flames after emergency landing. 179 people killed in an instant. India expresses profound grief, sympathizing with families of those killed. Georgia swears in a new president, but his predecessor says she's still the president. In sports, the stage is set for a thrilling finish on the final day of the Melbourne Test after Australia extend their lead to 333 against India. The US President-elect Donald Trump defended the visa program that allows highly skilled foreign workers to immigrate into the United States. Now, Trump, in an interview, he sided with his key supporter, the billionaire tech CEO Elon Musk, in a public dispute over the use of H-1B visas, saying that he fully backs this program for foreign tech workers, opposed by some of his supporters. Here's the report.
Donald Trump hasn't returned to the White House yet, but his key backer, Elon Musk, supports the H-1B visa program, which brings skilled foreigners to the US. Musk, who came from South Africa on an H-1B visa, has Trump's backing on the visa issue. During his 2016 campaign, however, Trump opposed H-1B visas, calling them unfair to American workers, despite using foreign labor in his own businesses. As president, he imposed restrictions which were later lifted by Biden. Many Indian highly skilled software professionals have benefited from the H-1B program.
More Indians can travel to the United States than at any other time in our history. Last year, this mission adjudicated 1.4 million visas, the most in many, many years. We've made tremendous progress. There is no wait time in virtually every category of visas that we issue.
The world's richest man, a key Trump backer, posted on X that elite foreign engineering talent is essential for America to keep winning. Vivek Ramaswamy on Trump's new advisory board suggested companies prefer foreign workers due to a lack of American culture. Their remarks angered immigration hawks who accused them of ignoring US technological achievements. India believes that relations with the Trump administration will be forward-looking.
You know, there's a certain personal relationship between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump. I would say in terms of politics, we don't really have divisive issues in terms of our political outlook. As two countries, by and large, I think our convergences way outstrip any differences we have.
In the US, the incoming Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, shared a 2020 Trump speech praising American culture for its innovations. The future of these differing views remains uncertain. Bureau Report, DD India.
And we're going to be joined on Zoom link by Ambassador Manjeet Puri, former senior diplomat. He'll be joining us to discuss the story. Is Ambassador Manjeet Puri with us?
Yes,
right. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Now, Elon Musk, he says that he's defending meritocracy by backing this H-1B visa program. Is that what the MAGA Republicans want to hear? What would you think?
Mark, Obviously, they don't want to hear it. But the fact is, both President Trump as well as many of his backers also understand that to make America great again, what is particularly important is that America can deliver. And for that, it needs talent. Now, I don't want to go into the general question that a country like the United States has benefited from immigration, including at the lower levels, but certainly at the top end. You mentioned Elon Musk, who is a Canadian South African descendant of that background. Vivek Ramaswamy himself, his parents migrated from India. Look at the top companies in the United States, their CEOs, etc. We in India are proud, but so are people from the rest of the world. And I understand, my understanding is that President Trump, with his business background, also understands. Of course, he will have to manage the contradictions within his own setup. But, you know, he has been a past master and he knows how to do it. For the United States economy, the induction of highly skilled and excellent people is a necessity because they actually have a shortage.
Right. And Vivek Ramaswamy, Ambassador Puri, he says that foreigners don't have that American culture which celebrates prom nights instead of maths Olympiads. So, I mean, you know, the H-1B visa seekers obviously are the ones carrying a different culture, which is a meritocracy culture.
You're absolutely right. I'm not sure if Vivek Ramaswamy is speaking from his own experience or that of his parents. But the fact of the matter is, you know, we are kind of willing to put in the 70 hours of work that you require in a week. And obviously, if you come from a background where some of these things or good things in life are taken for granted, from cultures are also important. However, without going into all of it, I think the fundamental point is that these immigrants who come in on these highly skilled visas, the H-1B and other such similar programs, they bring to the United States economy skill sets that add hugely to the US's overall economic power, its global dominance, its development of its tech sector, its cutting-edge abilities, and so on. And let me say something to you. You know, today we are looking at people from India, from other parts of the developing world. You know, let's not forget that some of the finest minds over the years, over the past decades and more than that, have come to the United States from Europe. And so therefore the US has always been a magnet which has taken people in, best and the brightest from the world, and used them for their own gain.
Indeed,
So
it is a country of immigrants, as people often say. But Ambassador Puri, you know, the Democrats, they are already poking fun at Trump, calling Musk the co-president. So, and you do see this leading to some sort of an ego clash because, after all, Trump is easily hurt.
Look, this is obviously something many people would hope to see because, you know, there is little doubt that Elon Musk and the fact that he was the owner of X, now previously known as Twitter, really helped whip up a great deal of euphoria in the favor of President Trump and his huge victory in the election. Now, having said all of this, I think we also need to recognize that President Trump, to start with, would like to build this business, keep up his connection with the business side of things to ensure that America has the requisite talents, etc. What happens in time is a different matter because then, you know, this is his second term. You start looking at legacy. There are many such issues that would come to the fore. But let us remember one thing, Mark, which is important. It was the Democrats under President Obama who in a very interesting manner crimped the H-1B program by making it a lottery. And instead of it being a case of a degree of meritocracy, i.e. if you are highly qualified, you have done more degrees, worked in the United States, you had a bit of an edge, but a lottery brought everyone together in one way. So it's a way of looking at all of this, but my understanding is the United States has benefited, and I'm sure someone like President Trump sees this. Now, between him and Mr. Musk, surely, there are every chance because, you know, both also are people who are bigger in their person, bigger in what they think that they are able to do and reach to the world. Let's remember, it's President Trump who has won the election. And he will be the de jure holder of power in the office and the person who will decide. Mr. Musk, in some senses, can be partner to that, or he would have to take his own decision.
So there were 1.4 million visas processed in India, maybe in the year 2023 actually. But, to what extent will this continue to benefit India? We see that the H-1B visa program, of course, benefits, but a lot of students go to the US, they study in the top universities there, and they are absorbed from there directly into the workforce. Isn't that so?
That is absolutely right. And, I'm not commenting on people, what they do for themselves. That's their own decision. But the fact is that all of them are people who develop skills. It's not just the engineering skills, the doctors, the economists, all the others. They develop skill sets, each and every one of it, which the United States and its economy appreciates. And that's why they give them jobs. If these people didn't pony up to the levels which are required, nobody would give them jobs. They would retire. But I also want to point out something. As the Indian economy is growing, as India is growing in its profile in the world, many, many people are seeing opportunities here. So you are seeing, in small numbers to start with, a trickle of people coming back, setting up ventures here. And so, it's not just a question of all people leaving from here. In the old days, we used to call it brain drain. There's a great deal of gain also which is taking place as a result. It's part of India coming of age too.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Ambassador Manjeet Puri, former senior diplomat. Thank you for joining us and throwing light on this subject. Now let's take a look at other stories making news from around the world. Chad began voting on Sunday in a general election that is presented by the government as a key step towards ending military rule there. The opposition parties have boycotted this election. They've urged Chad's 8 million voters to shun elections where the results, they say, have been decided in advance. Egypt has tested a new 10-kilometer extension to the Suez Canal on Saturday as it tries to minimize the impact of currents on shipping. So this new development in the canal's southern region will enhance navigational safety and reduce the effects of water and air currents on passing ships. 3 migrants died on Sunday in an attempt to cross the English Channel from France to Britain. The deaths take this year's casualty toll from failed clandestine crossings to a confirmed 76. Favorable winds since last weekend have encouraged migrants to attempt the crossing. Still to come here on DD India NewsHour. Tourists flock to Nepal's Chitwan National Park. This is for an elephant and tourism festival. Navi Mumbai International Airport successfully conducts its first commercial flight validation test. You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Mark Lin. The upcoming Navi Mumbai International Airport has marked another milestone as the first commercial flight of Indigo landed there on the runway. It's going to be the greenest airport in India and will have a superior connectivity with ports, railway, metro, rail and proposed water transport. Take a look at this report.
With just a few months away from getting operational, the Navi Mumbai International Airport today witnessed the landing of the first commercial flight. The Indigo flight A320, which landed on the south runway of NMIA, received water cannon welcome by Rosenbauer fire engines. Indigo 320 took off from Mumbai Airport and landed at South Runway at NMIA. While speaking to media, Vijay Singhal, CEO Sidco, said around 84% of the airport construction work is complete and will be inaugurated on 17th April 2025.
It is a historical day for all of us, for the Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra, for the entire country, that Navi Mumbai International Airport, that commercial trial landing is successful. Indigo plane is landed. Just 2 months before, we landed a C-130 defense plane as a trial landing. That was also successful. So that is one of the important milestones we have covered.
Arun Bansal, Chief Executive Officer for Adani Airport Holdings Limited, said the domestic and cargo operations will begin with opening of airport, and the expected passenger traffic would be around 10 to 12 million, which will increase to 20 million per annum by the end of the year 2025.
Single runway can handle almost up to 50 ATMs per hour or 48 ATMs per hour. So one runway is ready. So capacity wise will not be a problem, but capacity, the problem will be terminal capacity. So it will not be runway capacity limitation first few years, because the terminal is only for 20 million passengers. So we cannot stretch beyond 20 million until the Terminal 2 comes into play.
Earlier in October, Navi Mumbai International Airport had witnessed its first aircraft landing with trial run by the Indian Air Force C-295. Navi Mumbai Airport is going to be the greenest airport in India and will have a superior connectivity with ports, railway, metro, rail and proposed water transport.
Yet another milestone has been achieved by the Navi Mumbai International Airport, as we witness engineering marvel would be ready in early 2025, and it will provide convenience to a lot of people who commute from this side of Mumbai. With camera person Suresh Kale, this is Shama Mishra for DD India, Mumbai.
The 5-day-long 18th Elephant and Tourism Festival is underway in Sauraha, Chitwan in Nepal. Domestic and international tourists are flocking to the Chitwan National Park. And the Elephant and Tourism Festival, it's organized to celebrate the English New Year and also promote regional tourism.
The popular Elephant Festival of Chitwan is being held at the Bagmara Intermediate Community Forest Grounds. The festival witnessed an elephant walk, elephant bath, elephant football, beauty contest, elephant picnic, elephant-friendly football penalty competitions, elephant-friendly musical walks, elephant health checkup camps, and cultural performances by national and local troops. The Elephant Festival featured more than 80 elephants. Due to animal rights activism, elephant polo was scrapped from the festival.
In every edition, we have a different games, like the elephant calf, they play football, and we celebrate like one day we celebrate elephant picnic, and there is a beauty contest. The elephant, healthy elephant that win the title. So like other beauty contests that we organize also that, and we have a elephant musical walk.
In this festival, teams of elephants played football penalty competitions as per FIFA rules. And after 5 minutes of play, elephants had 7 minutes of sugarcane break as suggested by the Human Rights Commission. 3 elephants, Champakali, Basnatikali and Ramkali, tried to score a goal during the semi-finals, which left viewers clapping in excitement. Tourists attending the festival enjoyed seeing elephants from a close distance and feed them with their hands.
This festival runs every year, and I love this festival, especially the elephants beauty contest. Elephants, you can see behind, I love the beauty contest mostly. Recently there was football penalty, elephant played football. I love that. That is my second favorite event of this festival.
During the festival, hotels in the area offer discounts on food and lodging to entice tourists, and the occupancy rate of hotels in Sauraha has increased from 40 to 65% during the festival. Shweta Singh's report from Sauraha, Nepal for DD India.
Well, Saudi Arabia is undergoing a transformation under Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030. Women are at the heart of these sweeping reforms. They now have the right to drive and are breaking barriers at the workplace. The kingdom's women are stepping into new arenas. Here's more.
For decades, women in Saudi Arabia lived under strict restrictions. They were required to wear abayas, prohibited from interacting with men outside their families, and they couldn't drive. But in 2018, everything changed. The historic lifting of the 86-year-old ban on women driving marked a new chapter in the kingdom. It was part of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030, a reform plan to diversify the economy and modernize society. Najad, one of the first Saudi women to get her driving license, recalls the liberating experience.
I was a bit scared. I used to go out by driver, but now I rely more on myself and I drive myself. It's a wonderful feeling.
Saudi women are feeling changes in other areas as well. They can now travel without a male guardian, attend sports events, vote, and even work in public-facing jobs. Gender segregation in restaurants has also ended. Work profile of women is also seeing a drastic change in their favor. An increasing number of Saudi women are now joining the workforce. This is bringing about new business opportunities in the land.
In the past, Saudi women used to work in their homes, but today women are going out to work. Saudi women have all the capabilities to develop this country.
But challenges remain. Legal restrictions require Saudi women to obtain the consent of a male guardian to get married or divorced. However, their growing presence in public life is reshaping the kingdom, one step at a time, and many believe that there will be more progress. Bureau Report, DD India.
Some sports news now. And in chess, India's Koneru Hampi beat Indonesia's Irene Karishma Sukandar in round 11 to win the FIDE World Rapid Chess Championship 2024 in New York on Sunday. This is Hampi's second World Rapid title after claiming the top spot in 2019 in Moscow. Going into the final round of the event, 6 players, apart from Hampi, were leading the tournament with 7.5 points in 10 rounds. All top boards ended in draws before Hampi struck the final nail in the coffin against Irene. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Koneru Hampi on her historic championship triumph. He wrote on X, and I quote, "Congratulations to Hampi Koneru on winning the 2024 FIDE Women's World Rapid Championship. Her grit and brilliance continues to inspire millions. This victory is even more historic because it is her second World Rapid Championship title, thereby making her the only Indian to achieve this incredible feat." Unquote. With a spot in the World Championship in line, the stage is set for a thrilling finish. This is to the final on the final day of the Melbourne Cricket Test between India and Australia. A half-century from Marnus Labuschagne and stubborn tail-end batting drove Australia to 333 runs lead at stumps on day 4 in the 4th Test on Sunday. Nathan Lyon and Scott Boland marched off after having added an unbeaten 55 runs. Partnership for the 10th wicket, the final wicket, as Australia went to stumps at 228 for the loss of 9 wickets. Lyon was 41 not out with the number 11 Boland on 10. Earlier, Jasprit Bumrah grabbed 4 wickets to hand India an outside chance of victory. He dismissed Travis Head to earn his 200th wicket. But Labuschagne scored 70 and Australian captain Pat Cummins steadied the hosts with a 57-run partnership with Labuschagne. Now, only 2 teams have ever chased more than 300 runs for victory in a test match at Melbourne. And England had scored 332 runs to beat Australia, but that was in 1928. South Africa qualified for the World Test Championship final on Sunday after defeating Pakistan in a thrilling encounter in the first test in Centurion. Chasing 148 runs, the Proteas held their nerve to eke out a nervy win after losing 8 wickets for 99 runs. Marco Jansen and Kagiso Rabada. They stitched together an unbeaten 51-run partnership for the 9th wicket to see their team home. Pakistan slipped to the 8th spot in the WTC standings after their defeat, falling below Bangladesh. South Africa's qualification for the WTC final now has left India and Australia in a two-way fight for the one remaining spot. Onto the Indian Hockey League, and the Srachi Ra Bengal Tigers kicked off their campaign in the Hockey India League with a 3-2 victory over the Hyderabad Tufans on Sunday. Although the Tufans applied pressure late in the game, the Bengal Tigers secured the win. The Hyderabad Tufans will now face the Delhi SG Pipers on Tuesday, while the Bengal Tigers are set to play against Team Gonasika on Wednesday. Returning after 7 years, this is the 6th edition of the Hockey India League, which will run till the 1st of February 2025. News now from the Kabaddi League, and Haryana Steelers won their first ever Pro Kabaddi League title after defeating Patna Pirates in an epic final in Pune on Sunday. Steelers, who finished top of the table in the league stage during PKL season 11, produced an outstanding display on the mat to get the better of Patna Pirates 32-23. For the Haryana Steelers, Shivam Patare had scored 9 points. Mohammad Reza Shadloi bagged 7 and Vinay added 6 more to the cause. The champions were awarded 3 crore Indian national rupees, 3 crore rupees, while the runners-up of the Patna Pirates, they got 1.8 crore rupees. That's all we have in this edition of DD India NewsHour. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those of you on the go, get the latest news and updates from India and the world on the DD India mobile app. That app is available on iOS platforms and Android platforms. Download it. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD News. I'm Mark Lin. Thank you for watching DD India NewsHour. Namaskar.